Hi, welcome to TAG Technology's Product Branding Showcase. I'm Chris Dixon. Today we're going to demonstrate how to apply the DuraTAG ink transfer to some powder-coated parts. This particular part has a couple of different elements to it. We've got an angled face, a flat surface, and then we're going to decorate some smaller components using the DuraTAG ink transfer. The transfer has been trimmed to size so that the carrier stock is the same size of the area in which the transfer is going to be applied. So it makes alignment very quick and easy for the operator. For the application process, we're going to need a tray, which you're going to fill about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch deep of our Blend 21 activator. You'll need a bucket or a tray for water, just regular clean tap water. You'll need a sponge. You'll need a spray bottle of IPA, which is industrial grade isopropyl alcohol, and then you'll need also a spray bottle of EB decal remover in case the operator wants to remove a transfer because they applied it upside down or in the wrong location. You'll also need a squeegee. In this case we're going to use a couple of different size squeegees, one for the larger area and then one for the smaller component. And then you'll need some lint-free paper towels. We're going to use this to clean the parts before we start the decorating process. So we're going to reposition the cameras at this point, and then we're going to zoom in and take a quick look at how to apply the DuraTAG ink transfer to powder coat. Okay, we're set up to show you the application process of the DuraTAG ink transfer to the powder coated parts. First of all, I'm going to do some little bit of a housekeeping here. Whenever you're working with the DuraTAG ink transfers, you want to keep them near your workstation and you want to protect them. You want to put them in some type of a tray or put them up high above your workstation. That way if somebody comes in and spills something, whether it's a cup of coffee or any of the activator or water, it's not going to ruin the transfer. So keep those protected and off to the side. Only bring to the workstation the actual items that you're going to be using in the course of a 10-15 minute period. Okay, we're going to also make sure that we clean all the parts with isopropyl alcohol. This is industrial grade isopropyl alcohol. You want to use this. Do not use denatured alcohol. It's a common mistake that people make. Industrial grade 99% pure isopropyl alcohol is what you should be using to clean off the parts. This will take off any oils or greases that transfer from your hands onto the part, and obviously it'll take off any debris, dust, dirt, so forth. So to use it, you can simply either spray the rag or spray the part and then just wipe over the area that's going to be decorated. Okay. Now I've already pre-cleaned all the components to save us some time in this video, so I'm not going to double treat all of these. This part is now ready to be decorated. You can see here, since there's an angle on this particular part, we've placed a 2x4 so that we'll create this angle to be more in a horizontal position for decorating. This is what a transfer looks like before it's applied. Again, it's ink printed on a carrier stock. Carrier stock has already been trimmed to be the same size as the surface area that image is going to be transferred to. Here is our Blend 21 activator. We filled a tray with about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch deep of the Blend 21 activator. Okay. And here's our bucket of water. This is just regular clean tap water. To get the process started, all we're going to do is submerge our transfer into the activator for 2 to 3 seconds. We're going to position it on our part. Again, we're going to line up the transfer so that the edge, the bottom edge of the transfer matches up with the bottom edge of the part. And then we're just going to squeegee with a slow, steady pace using light pressure, then medium, then firm pressure. We're squeegeeing all the way off the edge, and we're going to do the same thing when we come back in this direction. Light, medium, and firm. Our next part, or transfer, goes on top of the part, so we can take our 2x4 and set that to the side. Again, we're going to activate the transfer, 2 to 3 seconds. We'll position it on our part, again lining up the left and right edge and lining up the bottom edge with the part. And then we simply start from the center of the transfer, light, medium, firm, going up the opposite way, light, medium, and firm. Now, the transfer needs to set up for about 15 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds. That allows it to release off the carrier stock. So I can grab a corner and I can peel away the carrier stock. And there you see the application is done for our first transfer. And I'll just take a water wet sponge. I'm going to wring out about half the water and I'm going to wipe that over our surface. Then I can remove the second application. I'm peeling back 160 to 180 degrees, and then I can just wipe that up. I can wring out my sponge then, and I can soak up the remaining water off the surface. Okay. Now I'll put this part to the side and let it begin the curing process. I'm going to bring in my next part. Again, I'm going to decorate this one same way, put my 2x4 in there to elevate the part so it's horizontal. I want to show you one trick that will help operators if they're having problems properly positioning the transfer. They can take either a sponge, not this sponge, but they could take another sponge, or they could take a rag, okay, fold it over and just dip the rag into the activator to pre-wet the surface. Okay? Especially if you need a little bit more time for positioning, you can pre-wet that area, and that will provide a slick surface for the transfer to slide around on while the operator positions the transfer. Okay? So that'll just help for sliding that into place, getting it right where you want it, locked in. Okay? You can see I have a lot of time. I can move this here. Get it located where I'd like. Then I can begin to squeegee. Again, light, medium, firm, light, medium, and firm. Notice that I'm squeegeeing all the way off the edge of the part. Okay? All the way off to the edge. You want to hear that click right at the end. That means I'm rolling the squeegee off that edge so we get that edge pushed down onto the part. Remove our 2x4 there, and we're going to do the same process here. Once the transfer is wet, becomes somewhat translucent so you can see the graphics through there so you have the right orientation. Okay? I'm holding it with one hand and I'm going to squeegee with the other, light, medium, firm. I'm coming in with an overlapping stroke, going the opposite direction, light, medium, and firm. Then I'll simply take a corner of the transfer and I'll peel back at 160 to 180 degrees. And I'll take my sponge, simply wipe down the area, and then I can peel away my next transfer. Okay? I'll wring out half or the rest of the water out of my sponge so that I can come in here and soak up the rest of the water that's on that surface. It's important to wipe down the transfer. That neutralizes the activator and begins the curing process. Now we can go forward and we can decorate the smaller components with the corresponding graphics. So we'll first start with the smaller component in this case, and we're going to do the same process. We're going to activate the transfer 2 to 3 seconds in the activator, position it on the part, get the edges lined up. This time we're going to use our smaller squeegee. Again, light, medium, firm stroke, light, medium, firm stroke, going in the opposite direction. Now while that is beginning to release, the ink is releasing, I'll go ahead and activate another transfer, put it on my second component. Again, I'm lining up the edges. I can see through the transfer. I'm going to use a light stroke, medium stroke, and then a firm stroke. Set that into place. If you start to try to squeegee with a firm stroke right away, there's a good chance that the transfer is going to slide on you. So start with light, then the medium, then the firm. Okay, then we can peel away carrier stock. And again, the next process, take a sponge, wring out about half the water, and wipe that area off. I can wipe the other areas off that have the activator on there. Come to my second application, do the same thing. Wipe that. Okay, those parts are decorated. We can push those off to the side. I'll bring my larger components in, and we'll just repeat the process with the proper label here. Okay, again, we're going to activate the transfer. 2 to 3 seconds is fine. Put it on our part, lining up the edges, top to bottom, left to right. Find which edge works best for your application. Take our squeegee, light, medium, firm, light, medium, firm. Once one side is anchored, then that transfer is not going to shift around on you anymore. But it's important that that first squeegee or two is just a small amount of pressure until the ink has a chance to lock into place. Okay? And we just pull away the paper, wipe that down with our damp sponge. We can clean up the rest of the component here, wiping it dry. Doing the same thing on this side, or for this component, and wipe it dry. Okay. So that's the application to the small components. I hope the video is able to demonstrate all of that, and you have a clear understanding of how to apply the DuraTAG ink transfer process. If you have any questions, please give me a call. You can reach me at 815-363-7030. Again, my name is Chris Dixon. Thanks for watching.